Hey, I'm the Urban Seer. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. And welcome to today's reading where we're going to be looking if your person is on their way back to you. So if you're in a love connection and you've gone into no contact, or you're finding that the communication is intermittent, it has that kind of in-out energy, and you're looking to see if your person is going to reach back out, if you're going to reconcile, or if they're going to come through with a commitment or a consistent love offering, whatever applies to your situation. Okay, this reading is designed to give you some direct insight and guidance. It's going to be another rapid read of a 3-card spread, which I like to do because it gets straight to the point. It gives you the information that you need in a concise way, enables you to take that message and move forward with it and integrate it. We'll be doing another pick a card reading as well. So as usual, or if you're new here, I've laid out 3 decks. And I've chosen the Ace of Cups card from each deck. The Ace of Cups represents new beginnings and new starts in romance, which represents this new communication that you're hoping to come through. So group number 1, we have the Muse Tarot deck. And in this one, the Ace of Cups is called the Ace of Emotions. Really beautiful deck with very modern, intricate designs. Group number 2, we have the Guardian of the Night Tarot deck. Ace of Cups from there. This has beautiful animal imagery throughout the cards. Very magical. Again, quite complex and intricate. And then group number 3, we have the Modern Tarot deck, which is very direct and straight to the point kind of energy, modern images as it suggests with the title. And this is the Ace of Cups from that deck. Take a moment, take a deep breath, center your energy, focus on your person's energy as well, and drop down and listen to your intuition, which will guide you to whichever deck that you are drawn to, and you'll find your reading, the link in the description box below. But let's dive in and see what your person's energy is. Love and light. Hey group number 1, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Muse Tarot deck. I have shuffled and pulled your cards already, but we will look at them together. And so placement number 1, this card represents the past energy, and this card reveals the energy of the connection before separation. It reflects the emotions, intentions, and any unresolved issues that shaped the relationship as well. So let's see what we have. And we have the beautiful 10 of Emotions, which actually is a super positive card. It talks about emotional fulfillment. It talks about really elements of you being each other's person is what I'm seeing, that there was so much good in this connection. And it's very powerful as well because it's a 10. So if we think of the journey that you took together from, say, the Ace of Emotions, which was like the beginning of the connection, and then you traveled all the way from the Ace up to the 10. And it's reaching a significant milestone as well. So this tells me that there was a deep connection. There was powerful emotions on both sides. This has so many beautiful colors that I'm always drawn to when I see this card. These oranges, pinks, yellows. It just has all those good feelings and talks about really about being in love and you having that sense of this being your person and your person having that sense about you being that to them as well. It hasn't told us yet, so we'll have a look at kind of what's changed this. This is just full of positivity, full of love. It's also full of this card really of commitment, that it tells you however long that you've been together, you kind of felt big feelings for each other. And those ideas of having a future together, building a life together, all that kind of came into play. And it was that kind of connection, a serious connection, yeah. So there was so much good in this union is what I'm seeing, and that's what the past energy is. So it's interesting to see what changed that. Let's move on to the second placement. I may pull another card to get clarification from this, but at the moment I'll move on to the second placement, which is the present energy. So this card focuses on the current state of your person. So what's going on in their mind and heart? Are they contemplating returning? What are their intentions? Or are they moving in another direction? Let's see. Page of Materials, they are making their way slowly but surely on their way back to you with this Page of Materials. Slowly being kind of the operative word for this. So it will require some patience for you, group number one, on their part. Maybe it's already been longer than what you expected, and that you're surprised how long this silence has gone on. Or it may go on longer yet from what you think, but they are planning, because it's a Page of Materials. I'm getting an image as well of the traditional deck, which is of them with a coin in their hands, of them it becoming tangible, yeah, because when we think of materials, this is ruled by the element of earth, and it's becoming real to them. They're beginning to put plans in motion. This is their energy. This is your energy. I feel like there's still a lot more to come from this union, from this connection. There has been a lot of blossoming and a lot of growth. You see this powerful again, like the rose, which is connected to romance, love. This is what I'm seeing, all this kind of pinks, which is carried through, and the strength of this connection that is reiterated. We saw such powerful emotions happening here in this 10. And then this is still present in this Page of Materials. They are working up to it. They are working through it. They are maybe thinking of the best way to do this. I feel like they want to come forward with something that is a real offering, okay, that is not just words, if that makes sense, something to back it up. Maybe there's some changes that they've made in their financial side of things, work side of things. Maybe this was an issue for you guys, that they weren't being consistent and they weren't showing up, being reliable. There was a lot of feeling maybe, but maybe there was the practical side of, just consistently showing up for someone was kind of missing. And that's what needs to change in order for you to move forward. So this card really has told me what I'm seeing of what could be the problem is that the consistency and the looking to the future and making plans and being the practical side of a relationship, okay, that needs to happen in order for it to work. It can't all just be feeling with no structure. Okay, so if you think of the emotion, the feeling as of like water, then it needs to be held. It needs to have a structure. So a bowl, or a vase, whatever you want to imagine, it needs to have a container, or it just sort of dissipates. It just falls between our fingers. And I feel like that's what the problem in this connection could be, and what needs to be resolved. There needs to be a container for this, and that container is about practical issues and setting plans, sticking to them. Is it about a living situation? Is it about finances? All these outside stuff that it really has to be in alignment for a connection to grow and for us to be able to build a life together. It can't just be all feeling. So let's move on to the final message now, which is the future, okay, the outcome. This card reveals the likely outcome of their return. Will they come back, or is this a moment for closure and personal growth? Now, I have already seen that it feels very likely that they are on their way back to you, but let's get this clarity and further information. We have the 5 of emotions. So with the 5 of emotions, this is interesting because this is like more feelings, back to that kind of maybe being heavy on the emotions. I see they are moving their way forward to you with this page of materials. Now, what I feel and what I see is when they do arrive and when they come forward with you, there is this kind of element that they are going to come forward with you emotionally, sort of in an almost emotional state about maybe what went wrong and ruminating on the disappointments and almost fixating maybe on what went wrong and what led to this separation and what needs to happen. So this could be your energy, it could be their energy. Take what resonates, okay? But in order for you to be able to move on and build, take this page of materials and build on that, this kind of disappointment and what caused the separation does need to be left in the past. So that's happened, okay? The Five of Emotions is in the traditional deck, 3 cups turned over. So loss, whatever went wrong, okay? The letdowns, maybe the ways in which you let each other down, the things that went wrong. And yes, that happened, and we do need to grieve and feel that emotion and share that, be heard and be listened to, but we can't keep ruminating round and round on that, okay? At some point, if we're going to move on, if we're going to build a relationship together and truly reconcile, we need to release this kind of energy really and look at the 2 cups that still remain in this 5 of cups. The 2 cups represents the potential, what still remains, the good stuff that still remains in this connection, the stuff that you can build on, the good feelings, what remains of this connection. And you need to focus on that and basically release this negativity and what went wrong. If you're going to stay together and make this work, we can't fixate on that. So in answer to this question, yes, I do see them moving forward to you. May require some patience, so don't freak out or fret about the time frame. Just trust that process. That is the energy of the page of materials. They don't move fast, but they do move consistently, and they are on their way back to you. When they do arrive, you, them, both of you need to be mindful now of not getting stuck in the negativity of what's gone on in the past, and we need to release what's been and gone in order to move forward and bring in this element more of ground in the situation, and like I spoke of, creating a container for these big feelings and emotions that you both have together. And that's how you'll succeed and move forward with this group number 1. I hope this reading resonated with you. Please give me a thumbs up if it did. Leave any comments down below about how it resonated with you, about your situation. It's always great to get feedback. And please do consider subscribing if you haven't already, so you'll be notified for all future uploads. But wishing you all the best with you and your person. Love and light. Hey group number 2, and welcome to your reading. You chose the Guardian of the Night tarot deck, so I have shuffled and pulled your cards. So let's get into it and see if your person is on their way back to you. So placement number 1, we have, represents the past energy, okay, of this connection. The card reveals the energy of the connection before the separation and reflects the emotions, intentions, or any unresolved issues that shaped the relationship. So let's have a look. We have a major arcana, which tells us straight away that this was a strong connection, a powerful connection that was meaningful and it held significance for you both, okay? Now, the High Priestess is also, though, about there being certain aspects of this connection that were hidden. So maybe hiding certain things from each other. And maybe this is what led to the separation, led to this no contact situation that you find yourself in now. The High Priestess is a master of their own intuition, represented by a bat here. Talks about the energy of the night, about being able to see in the dark, essentially. So being able, there could be a lot of stuff, which is what I'm feeling, that you were picking up on intuitively, but were maybe being told one thing, but it didn't match up to what you were seeing and what you were feeling from this person. Okay, there were aspects of themselves that they were keeping hidden. There were aspects maybe of their situation that they were keeping hidden from you. And I think something intuitively, you knew this. Okay, you were tapped into this, and but you couldn't. Some of you, it may have came to light actually what those secrets, essentially what those secrets were. Some of you though may not have the bigger picture and still may not know, but intuitively you knew that something was off and there was something in their behavior that you weren't getting the full picture. So the message with this, as well as with the High Priestess, you need to trust your intuition. You need to believe in that. So those feelings that you were having were for a reason, and not to dismiss those feelings. People have so much trouble often just trusting themselves, and feeling when something is off, not being able to really kind of believe that, and blaming themselves a lot of the time. So this has that double message here as well, about, yes, you were dead on with those thoughts and feelings that you had, that something was off, and something was being hidden. Like I say, some of you, it may have come to light, some of you it still may not. But all that, in some ways, that you need to know is that, yeah, something, your intuition was correct and something was off. Placement number 2. So this is the present energy. This card focuses on the current state of your person who's on your mind. So what's going on in their mind and their heart? Are they contemplating a return, or are they moving in another direction? Let's see. 7 of Swords. This is a tricky energy from them. I feel like they're still, because the 7 of Swords, as well as about not being straightforward, it's about trying to get away with something. When we see the 7 of Swords, it's quite a sneaky energy. Can be quite an underhand energy. So they are still trying to hide whatever this was that they were doing before. They're not in this energy where they're ready really to step up and be honest with you and be truthful with you, is what I'm seeing. This could be something just about their nature. It could be a situation that they are working on to resolve, and that they don't feel comfortable or able to share it with you. There's something holding them back and holding them at the moment. You know, we know that energies can always change, but at the moment I feel like that they are still stuck and still kind of feel and believe that this is their only option, that they can't tell you the truth, that they can't be honest with you. Maybe to them that means that it's almost like they'd rather say nothing than say actually what's really going on, because then that feels like they may completely lose you. So at the minute you're in a state of limbo. Yeah, the door is still ajar. The door is still ajar between you. You're in no contact, or you're in broken connection. But yeah, they're not ready to be straightforward with you yet. They're still hiding behind situations. They're still hiding their truth from you, group number 2. Interesting. Let's see what the future holds. Okay, so this is the outcome. This card reveals the likely outcome of their return. Will they come back, or is this a moment for closure and personal growth for you? Let's see. 3 of Swords. So this is a card of still being in that kind of heartache and loss, and there is some healing that still needs to be done with this 3 of Swords. Okay, I'm wondering if this is the truth coming out, and this is where it will leave you, because we've had, you know, this card again about someone, 2 cards here really of someone not being straightforward with you, and then this 3rd placement feels more like that it has landed. So I feel like you will get more information come forward to you, what you want to do with that. is really that the ball will be in your court at that point. Group number 2. So this is communication or information about what happened and why. The pieces will fall into place, the information will come through, so you will get your answers that you are seeking, and there will be some pain involved in when it lands, okay? And there will be some healing that needs to take place if you're going to rebuild this connection. So this information will come through, it will reveal what's gone on behind closed doors, behind the curtain, that you knew something was off. And then the 3 of Swords is about needing to take some time to heal and rebuild. So yes, they will come back for you, to you. The information will come through. But then where that leaves you is in a tricky place, or a place anyway of healing, and you will need to decide at that point, group number 2, how you want to move forward. If you're able to heal enough to want to move forward and say move into what looks like to me some kind of forgiveness that needs to take place. Or if for you it's a situation then that you would prefer to walk away from. So group number 2, that was your reading. Let me know if it resonated. If it did, please do give me a thumbs up. Leave any comments below to see how this resonated with you. It's always great to hear from you. And if you haven't subscribed already, please consider subscribing so you'll be notified whenever I upload a video or go live. But wishing you all the best with you and your person and this situation, group number 2. Love and light. Hey group number 3, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Modern Witch Tarot deck. I've shuffled and pulled your cards and we'll look at them together. So the first placement, this represents the past energy. So the card reveals the energy of the connection before the separation. It reflects the emotions, intentions, and unresolved issues that shaped the relationship. So let's have a look. And we have the Page of Cups. So it doesn't matter about gender or anything like that, just disregard that. But we have the Page of Cups, and this is a beautiful card actually. So when we're looking to the past, the energy of the past is a genuine love offering. So if you were concerned about that, but have begun to doubt that in this period of separation, take a moment and really process that and take that in, that the past that this person came forward with, their emotions were real. They did have deep, real feelings for you, and it was a genuine offer of love. Now with a page, there can be an element of immaturity almost at play here, that they could be younger than you, but it's not necessarily about age. It's more about in attitude and about maybe emotional maturity, that there's almost an innocence and a simplicity about this, that maybe they came forward with a very pure love offering. But then maybe what led to the separation or the issues that you've experienced was that there was an immaturity here, that they were a bit dreamlike in their approach, because Cups is an element of water as well, so it's almost like a kind of daydreamy fantasy kind of energy, yeah, and not really having a very grounded outlook about the realities of having a relationship and having a connection. Okay, there were kind of practical issues. There was about being able to show up for someone, support someone. There's a lot there really that it takes to kind of consistently show up for someone and commit to a relationship. But the purity and the love and the feelings were all very much genuine and real. Let's move on to placement number 2, which is the present energy. So this card focuses on the current state of your person. So what's going on in their mind, their heart? Are they contemplating a return, or are they moving in another direction? Let's see. They are on their way to you with this Six of Wands. Look at them. They're on this horse and they are moving in this direction towards you. So this card, Six of Wands, is about victory. It's about success. I almost see them coming towards you in a much more determined energy. Okay, group number 3. Six of Wands. So if we've gone from Cups and then we move to Wands. And Wands is ruled by the element of fire. So it's much more determined. It's much more driven and decisive. And it's about taking action. So maybe they, through this separation is what I'm feeling, and through this kind of loss that they've experienced, they feel like determined to fight for this. And a victory and success to them is about being able to reconnect and get this back on track and reconnect with you with a kind of new outlook. Okay, that I feel like they've learned some lessons from this past. They have maybe a little bit more realistic attitude about what it takes, just what we talked about there, about being kind of delusional or having a fantasy idea that things will just fall into place instead of actually having to kind of work and make things happen. This Six of Wands energy has a much more realistic, taking action, taking control of the situation, then moving towards you and making this happen with a much more focused energy. So this is great to see, group number 3. Let's have a look at the final placement here, which is the outcome. So this card reveals the likely outcome of their return. Will they come back? I mean, we have seen they are on their way to you, but when they arrive to you, this card can tell us more about that. So let's see what it says. The Four of Pentacles. So this is a few messages here. Four of Pentacles is very nice in the sense that it's stable. So once they come through, then you will move into, I see the outcome, into being more of a committed place, more of a stable energy, a consistent energy. Because if you think of the Four, that's like a foundation, a foundational energy, a security. And it's a significant achievement when we reach this Four of Pentacles. Okay, it is a milestone that you will reach. So it's a new level of commitment. Again, very different to this. This is the change that we needed to see. This is what was missing last time, was this just hoping it would all fall into place. And this is actually, you know, they've took the bull by the horns, they've made it happen, and then they've been consistent and committed, and then you're able to reach this milestone together. Now, when also the Four, just comes the message, sort of caveat message, of not to kind of just get stuck there in that energy as well, and be fearful of keeping on expanding this relationship. So I feel like this is a message for you to be mindful of when you reach this milestone. Like for you, it could be a fear of losing what you've already achieved together. But I feel like that there is potential here to keep growing. You know, we're aiming to get to the 10 of Pentacles. And in order to get, which is about having our ideal life. So our ideal, or whatever that is to you, but it's like your dream situation. What would your family situation look like? Finances, the dream house, whatever that is to you, okay? And it's about building a life together. And don't settle anywhere along this line, okay? Keep pushing this union, this connection, keep growing, and don't become fearful of losing what you have built together. It's safe to obviously take calculated risks, but it is a good idea to keep taking risks and keep expanding together. So that's the final message there, group number 3. I hope this reading resonated for you. If it did, please do give me a thumbs up. Leave any comments down below. And please do consider subscribing if you haven't already, so you'll be notified for all future readings. But wishing you all the best with this love connection. Love and light, group number 3. Take care.